Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. We're going to walk you step by step through the application process for the fully funded Open Doors Russian Scholarship. If you've been looking for a way to study abroad at top-tier universities without drowning in mountains of paperwork and fees, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're breaking down exactly how this application works and how it could completely change your academic trajectory. Okay, let's dive right in with my absolute favorite number, 0. That is exactly what you'll pay for your application fee, and if you win, what you'll pay for your tuition. The Open Doors competition, which is backed by the Russian Ministry of Science and Higher Education, completely removes that financial barrier from day one. You don't have to pull out a credit card just to get your application reviewed. And this right here illustrates another massive relief for international students. You can totally bypass those expensive, stressful language tests. Instead of dropping hundreds of dollars and months of your life prepping for the IELTS or TOEFL exams, all you need is a simple English proficiency letter from your previous school. That alone makes this one of the most accessible international scholarships out there. To make sure you have every advantage, here's our roadmap for today. 1. What is Open Doors? 2. Are you eligible? 3. Starting your application. 4. Portfolio and motivation letters. And 5. The entrance exam.
All right, Section 1, what is Open Doors? Let's look at the incredible benefits of this program.
The sheer scope of what's offered here is just incredible. You aren't just getting a full tuition fee waiver for a bachelor's, master's, PhD, or postdoc, you also get access to over 500 Russian universities. But here's the real game changer: part-time work rights. Unlike some countries where student work laws are super strict, Russia allows you to work part-time pretty easily, which is huge for supporting yourself. Plus, if you want to study in Russian, they'll actually provide a free year or semester of language training. And depending on the university you choose, you might even score monthly stipends and free accommodation. Moving right along to Section 2. Are you eligible? Well, you might be surprised by how open this actually is. The crucial point is that this competition is designed entirely for international students. It's open to all nationalities globally, and even stateless individuals are welcome to apply. The only strict exclusion is for Russian citizens. So, if you're watching this from outside of Russia, the doors are literally open for you. There is one catch, though, and it's about your age. Depending on the degree track you want, you have to fit into these strict age brackets set by the ministry. For a bachelor's, you need to be between 16 and 23. For a master's, you gotta be under 33. PhD applicants must be under 35, and postdoctoral candidates need to fall between 24 and 39 years old. Definitely verify you meet this criteria before you spend any time on the application. Okay, Section 3, starting your application. Let's see how you actually kick off this process online. Getting registered is beautifully simple. You just follow these 4 quick steps on the official website. First, register with a valid email. Honestly, double-check this, because this is how they're going to notify you about your exams. Then, select if you'll participate in English or Russian, put in your citizenship, enter your personal details accurately, and finally, pick up to 3 study areas you're interested in. Now, a quick pro tip for you here: if your exact major isn't listed among the options, like maybe you want AI, clinical medicine, or urbanism, and it's not there, don't panic. Just choose the closest related field. The portal is designed to group similar majors, so picking the nearest related study area will work perfectly fine.
Which brings us to Section 4, Portfolio and Motivation Letters.
This is the meat of the application, where you actually prove you're a great candidate. Inside the portal, you'll need to upload some fundamental documents. Your valid passport acts as your main ID. You'll need your CV and your previous education transcripts and certificates. Definitely upload any research papers, awards, or projects you have to boost your profile too. But pay close attention to this next detail. You must write a separate, highly attractive motivation letter for every single study area you selected. So 3 study areas, that means 3 distinct motivation letters. And here is a tip to save yourself a massive headache. If you're applying for your bachelor's degree, you get to skip the recommendation letters entirely. They're not compulsory. But if you're targeting a master's, PhD, or postdoc track, recommendation letters are absolutely mandatory. Knowing that right now saves you from chasing down professors if you don't actually need to. All right, Section 5, the entrance exam. Once your portfolio is ready, it's time for the ultimate make or break moment. You might be wondering, why is there an exam at all? Well, the application procedure here is a little different from other government scholarships.
You don't just submit your papers and wait. You actually have to take an initial online test for every single course area you applied for.
And these aren't just casual little quizzes. You'll take these fixed 60-minute exams right from your own room, but the parameters are strict. You absolutely must have a working computer, your webcam has to stay on and functional the entire time, and you need that passport ready for live identity verification.
So, what happens after those 60 minutes are up? If you pass the initial exam, your application moves forward. For PhD and postdoc applicants, passing leads to an interview with potential supervisors. After clearing those stages, you get to rank up to 6 universities in order of your preference. And here's the best part. If you win, you are guaranteed direct admission. You do not have to take any extra university-level entrance exams. Open Doors handles the whole shebang.
But before you blindly list 6 universities, take this advice incredibly seriously. Do your own research. You have access to over 500 institutions, so it's on you to investigate. You need to Google them, visit their official websites, and confirm for yourself which ones actually offer English instruction for your course and which ones provide the best stipends or accommodations. Don't waste your top 6 choices on universities that don't fit your needs.
Now let's recap the timeline because this is urgent. The portal opened back in September, and the final portfolio submission deadline hits right in mid-November, specifically the 15th or 16th, depending on your time zone. That means you have very little time left to get your documents uploaded. You can edit your portfolio right up until that deadline, but once it closes, it is done. First stage results will then be uploaded around November 28th, which brings us to our final thought. Since you have absolutely nothing to lose, no application fees, no mandatory language tests, and a fully funded education at a top university to gain, the only question left is, how fast can you get your documents uploaded? The door is wide open, but the clock is ticking. Will you be the one to step through it? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Get that portfolio together, and I'll catch you next time.